Welcome everyone. Hello, I am Fern with the Stitchin Post in beautiful downtown Sisters, Oregon. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite patterns, Clam Up Pouches by Annie.
Why do you love these patterns, Fern?
Because they are a lot more simple than you think it would take, and they come out looking like they were made professionally. Her patterns are clear and detailed. She has checkoff marks for every step that you do. One of the parts that I like is these tags that you can attach for all the parts that are required for each size. There are 5 sizes in the bags. If you're working assembly line, you want these to be marked so you get them attached to the right bag. We use these zippers by the yard, also purchased through Annie. They come 4 yards in a package, 16 zipper pulls. I did all 5 bags and still had this much zipper left for other projects, maybe more clam up bags or other patterns by Annie. She does have a color chart that you can get. She has 48 colors available, and we have 5 here in the store, but these other colors are orderable. I love using this double fusible foam. When you're putting the 2 together, and then you want to quilt it, you can quilt it, or you don't have to quilt the fabrics together. But there's no pinning. Once you get it fused on, you can stitch away.
And it's different from what Annie recommends, correct?
Correct.
But you found you really like the fusible aspect of this?
Yes, I sure do. Yeah. She has Soft and Stable, which is also a very good product. But this, for my application, I prefer the double fusible.
What other stuff do you use, Fern?
Oh, these wool mats are great when you're fusing the fabrics onto the foam. You've got your little iron next to you. You've got your wool mat. If you cut your fabric or your foam a little bigger than your fabric, and you've got the edges out, you're going to want to use a Teflon sheet. Otherwise, you're going to get the glue on your iron, and you don't want to do that. We have the template plastics, because each one has, in the pattern, she has the shape, the pattern. You're going to trace that onto, well, we'll show you this one. Cut it out, and then you can just reuse them over and over and over again. I've made all of these out of one set of template plastics.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So, to fuse the fabrics together, I've got them layered here. I do have a Teflon sheet because it looks like some of the edges of the foam are, oh, this side especially. Yeah, the foam is bigger than my fabric. I love this little iron because I don't have to go all the way to my ironing board. I can keep this right next to my my sewing machine. So sorry. Once I have that fused, I have chosen to cross-hatch quilt my bags. I'll show you the biggest one. And then I just mark it with my ruler. Let me show you where's my ruler here? I just use the 45-degree line on the ruler, line that up with the edge of my fabric, start marking away. I've actually, with the largest one, I use a larger grid. As I get smaller, I make my lines closer and closer together.
What type of marking pen do you like to use, Fern?
My favorite is the turquoise water erasable. I do have this white one as well because I'm working on a black fabric. We have the water erasable. This also will erase with water or ironing, but I find once I've stitched over it with black thread, it really doesn't show up much. Okay, once I've got those stitched, I now have a piece of fabric. This has all been quilted. I now need to cut out my pattern. I use the
So those
Wonder-
clips seem really good for keeping that without warping.
I love, because you can't use pins. You can't pin through the template plastic.
I guess you could mark it, could you? And then cut around your
You-
lines?
You could, this just kind of saves you that step.
Okay.
You do need the scissors, Kai scissors, which we have here in the store. They are so sharp and get into those corners very nicely. And then you can just take your rotary cutter.
So it's probably why it's better to use template plastic as opposed to making a paper template of your pattern?
Yes, the paper pattern, especially if you're cutting with your rotary cutter, you know, you could cut off a corner and then it's no good and you have to make a new one. So once we have that cut out, you then, these dotted lines here, you're going to mark on the bottom of your bag and stitch it. That is what is going to create the fold lines, so your sides fold up much nicer. We also, at this point then, you will take your little pull tabs, which you've already cut out. These are just handy to hang on to so that your zipper is easier to zip up. So then you'll base these on at this point, right like that.
Okay.
The extra small zipper, they recommend putting on this swivel hook. And they are, it just, I don't know that I would use it, but we do have those half-inch zipper pulls, I'm sorry, swivel hooks. And let me see, I've got another one. These are both for granddaughters in Texas, birthday presents this year. They were going to be Christmas presents, but that got...
Did you not have them done, or we just
I had
changed
them,
our mind?
I had them done. I had other projects that took precedence, so. All right, once you have that done, then you're going to apply your zipper. Annie has a video that shows how to mark the size of your zipper, how long you need it. You're going to place your mark, and then on either side, you'll just sew back and forth on either side of that mark and then cut them, because you don't want to be working with this and slide your zipper pull off. It is possible to put it back on, but you can prevent that by stitching across there. Also, I thought, why do I have all this extra zipper on here? And I tried cutting it off. No, that presented a problem. So it will be cut off later, but it's important to have that extra on there. This is going to be the right side of the zipper sewn to the right side of your bag. I prefer to pin it on. It's not really necessary, but I know that I've got the right amount of curve in my zipper tape.
And you said right side of zipper to right side
Right
back.
side, yes. There's a
Gotcha.
right side and a wrong side to your zipper. This side has the teeth. This side will not show the teeth.
Okay.
Or the coil.
Right.
It is important to use a coil zipper only, not a zipper with molded teeth. You need to be able to sew through that end of that zipper to close up the side of your bag. At this point, you'll turn your bag over, and where's my marking pen? I can use a pin. You're going to mark where that zipper ends, right at the edge of your bag. You're going to mark that first. Then you can undo your zipper. And you're going to take that and go to the other side.
Ah.
I marked the wrong part.
Oh, I see.
So that's where you will start it on the other side.
So that's why you need the excess, so that you can actually make that both sides on there.
Right. And you want to match this first. Oops, wrong. Rather than just starting here and working all the way around, because you're working on a curve that zipper tape is going to either come up too short or too long. So then you would stitch that all the way around, like that. The next step is putting on your side panels. This is so nice on these bags because it keeps your items from falling out. It's a little tricky, especially when you get down to the extra small size. But you're going to be taking this, it's a straight piece. When you put it on the bag, you're going to have that curve. Don't worry about it, it's going to get trimmed. So you stitch that on. Put the pin the wrong way. Once you have that stitched, and then trim that curve, it even helps to have some of that bulk taken out of there. Then you're going to take your zipper tape, bring it to the inside, and this takes a little bit of working because you're working on a curve, but then you use your stiletto to pull that tape over as you're stitching right on the edge of your zipper.
So you're going to stitch
tape.
that down, and so then that hides all of
Your raw edges.
the raw edges. Oh, that's brilliant.
You will then take, once you've got that stitched down, it's going to go wrong side out. You're going to pin right where the stitching line for your bag bottom, the one that guides, that helps the fold. I need my pins over here. So then you're going to line those up. And that side tab is going to have a pleat in it. And it helps to have your zipper closed. Okay. So then you just allow that side panel to pleat.
To the outside, I see.
This is the inside of your bag.
Right, but it goes to the, it pleats kind of out, not in the center.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
So then you're going to stitch across, right across here. You'll be cutting off your zipper, the excess zipper tape at that point. Turn it right side out. oh, before you turn it right side out, then you're going to bind that edge. And you're just going to take a strip of fabric. I prefer to use a single layer. The instructions say to cut 2.5 inches, fold it over so that you would have 2 edges you would fold. You would stitch here, and then they have you fold, take that fold and go over all your raw edges. I'm going to just do single layer. You know what, I need to stitch from this side. Don't sew over pins. I have a noisy machine, but it's a heavy duty. I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of layers you're sewing through.
And then just by finger pressing, I take that edge, I fold that edge over, bring it over my raw edges so it covers your stitching. Got to get the corners in.
I was going to say, what do you do with
Get
those?
the raw edges in there. Fold that over there. You're going to top stitch across there, and you're done. So that's what, oh, I finished that one. Here's a finished one. That just encases all those raw edges inside your bag. And you're done. And it is so much fun coordinating all the different fabrics, inside and out. I love this fabric. Not because I love myself so much, but it's got my name on it. So I fussy cut, so it would be right there on the outside of the bag. And you can just do inside and out. I fell in love with this map fabric. In fact, Annie has a bag that she's done in her repertoire with map fabric, antique map fabric. Well, we had it here at the store, so I bought all 3 yards. Went home and found this kind of a faux suede fabric that went with it. So that's part of the passion of this project, is putting the fabrics together that all coordinate and just make these absolutely adorable bags. Thank you for watching.